Parental Alienation Foundation. Let's give an applause and giving us our undivided attention.
Thank you very much, and I'm happy to be here today telling a little bit of my story for my children and for everybody else in America to know. Thank you, TK and JP, for putting on this event, and everyone else that's already spoken. I'm out of Manchester, Connecticut. I started Save Our Kids Parental Alienation Foundation. I'm part of Fathers for Justice, United Civil Rights Organization, and Fathers for Good through the KFC Knights of Columbus. My story is a little bit different than some of the others, but it all is the same as being a parent. I was thrown into the family courts with as little as a false restraining order of a mosquito bite in a car magazine, which in 1 week when I went in front of a judge, it was dismissed. Then a GAL was appointed because I said there were some issues that need to be talked about and investigated. That GAL had no regard for the truth, the law, or my children. And all my family and friends said this will be over in no time when they find out the truth, how wrong I was. If the laws and evidence and oaths were upheld, my children would be with me today and still have their dad and loving extended family with them every day. I've been to court about 18 times. I've always spoke the truth. My daughter was my first love. My son, I was his first superhero. Now I too, like millions of other fathers that want more time with their children, have been exiled. I always told my son and daughter that I would always be in their life every day, and I was, until a negligent guardian ad litem got involved. Never reporting mom's new boyfriends, beatings, medical issues, and perjury 30 times that the GAL knew of. Those were no concerns, but trying to hold me for contempt for frivolous issues and sending me a $20,000 bill 2 years after the fact was very important for the guardian ad litem. Both myself and my family would not believe the overzealous lawyers with black robes jumping up in my case. One judge jumped up and called himself God. And another ended my trial 2 months ago on the reference that I had a vacate order shutting him down from removing my foundation and my website on the First and 14th Amendment rights. I was forced because I disagreed with the judge and told him I had no interference or any issues about talking about my ex in front of the children. We only had happy times together when we were together for 7 years while we were separated. I was told to take a full psychological test. I took that test with a doctor that I found that had a little integrity. I passed that test, brought it to the judge's attention, and he threw it up in the air and said, "Who is this guy? I don't know this guy." Even though this judge and the doctor was certified from the state of Connecticut, I was forced to go to another doctor. That doctor, all he did was charge me $3,000 more to say the same things that the first doctor said, but then he added some things that were truly not anything to do with the safety of my children. And between him and the judge, in a 10-page memorandum, was just no evidence in the safety of my children, but a total assassination of my character as a father, an uncle, a Marine, anything else that has to do with speaking out the truth. My children now have been poisoned because the GAL has kept them from me and the family so long. Before, they were pulling at me from both arms, my son and my daughter, Alexandria and Antonio. And now they have been poisoned and manipulated through alienation. And I knew that somehow I had to do something, like all of you, all around the country, and speak out about it. And that's what I do, educating the public and the private sectors, both with a monster Jeep that I planned out. And I have about 30 organizations on there now dealing with parental rights, parental alienation, and other issues. And if anybody here would like to be on that Jeep, when we travel from coast to coast and everywhere we go, we get questioned and we can pass out pamphlets and flyers and get people educated out there. We're also talking about these issues in the legislature with the Fatherhood Task Force that recently came out a few months ago. The problem with parental alienation is some of the issues, the same issues that are used in domestic violence, some professionals want to block in parental alienation, but they're the same issues that they use in domestic violence, and these are against our children. I would like to end this in saying, President Obama, the people, as parents and grandparents, we truly want the change you talk about. We have the evidence, and we are not going away. Under any circumstance that we have to face as parents, we will protect our children. Parental rights must be protected, and we need more parenting time and less social programs. There are millions of fathers and mothers and grandparents that want to spend more time with their children, and they should be allowed instead of being disfranchised and exiled. One of the strongest foundations in our great country is the family. There must be accountability for all who disregard our civil rights and those who disregard our oaths and due process. Alexandria and Antonio, Daddy is still with you every day, and I love you. And I like to say two quotes, one from Edmund Burke. All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. And the time is always right to do what is right. Because injustice here is injustice everywhere. Martin Luther King. Thank you for having me speak today.